Today on Things We Do. From my review of the magic arms, I became a bit addicted, and now they are all around the house, which makes the girlfriend, a bit dissatisfied with my new expensive hobby. They aren't cheap, and you always need to put on a quick mount and everything so it fits into the scheme, so my videos don't take a lot of effort to make. And now we need to figure out a way how to mount them on my pegboard, which I already own, to make the girlfriend happy again. We have a small office, and I'm taking up quite a lot of space now that I took up in YouTube, which she supports, of course. But you need to keep her happy. So we need to figure out how to store this on the wall I bought. I have a IKEA SKÅDIS from when we moved into this flat, and I already designed some tool mounts before. So if you like some of them, I can add them to make a world. But I also have two 3D printers, and you probably already know where this is going. So let's analyze how we are going to mount this arm. I had multiple ideas in my mind how we could do it, but let's look at it logically. This can be applied to any hardware you want to mount. So we need to find the feature we will locate to and how we will store it. So first of all, I would like to address is I don't want to store them extended because it's a waste of space. So I would say let's fold them up first. This already is quite a lot more compact. With the quick mounts, it takes up a bit more space, but we can maybe fold it like this. And we have one unit. So this would be one unit we are trying to store. In my opinion, I wouldn't focus on this end because we have too much variation in there, You can have something here or not. This can be opened or closed. And this changes the overall dimension of the object we are trying to fasten. So let's look at some other side of the design. Let's open it quite a bit more so we can measure it out. We are looking at this, and in my opinion, we have two options that I figured out how I want to mount it. Either we create some sort of mount that has a peg in the middle and holds multiple arms like this next to each other. But I don't like it because it's quite wobbly, depending on that and the geometry. I don't know. I don't feel like it. Because then we would mount it off the peg wall like this. You would get shake, and it's not well defined, but not the worst alternative, but also the leverage is a bit of my concern. But all in all, not terrible. It's not that space inefficient, and maybe I will explore that. But I was thinking we could create some sort of grasping mechanism for this part, so they hang like this, and you have a beautiful handle to take them out. We can also account for this space in the back, which is not that much. I mean, it is something, but 3D printed plastic is quite cheap. So I would say I would focus holding like this down the wall and having a nice feature to remove it from its mount. Also, this part in the front, we can make it smaller or bigger. It doesn't interfere our mounting depth because this can be quite a lot if it's extended or not extended, if it's under an angle. In my opinion, we save a bit of space on this side. So if you measure it, we would need around I would say around 8 centimeters from the wall for the whole mount, maybe a bit less, so we can accommodate it in this section. If I eyeball it, is around 3 centimeters, 3.5, 4. So we would need to have an overreach of about 4 centimeters to accommodate this hanging like this from the wall, which shouldn't be a problem. So you probably noticed that the cat footage was a bit sped up. That was partially my fault. I mean, fully. I don't know what happened. I think I got too excited and I started angrily kidding around and thinking this will be the best thing in the world. And this thing came out, and I don't know, I'm very underwhelmed, and I don't know what happened there, but we still can learn from what we did. So what is the problem with this part? First of all, not very aesthetic. Second of all, its holding function is quite bad. If you look at it, it wobbles around, it's not stable. For M3, the whole diameters don't fit. That shouldn't really happen, like if you take your time, but that's it. I don't know what happened, if it was just a fluke, but I'm not very happy with this. But after a while of inner reflection, I came up with this design and actually took the time to make it, I would say, good. So welcome these two. As you see, I use a bamboo printer. Very happy with this machine. So, why is this design a lot better? First of all, the model is fully parametric. I also have its brothers. This design now utilizes a dovetail connection, so you can slide two of these together. It makes a very high-pitched noise, but these two are captive now together. They have an M3 hole that actually fits. Generally, just a more mature design in my opinion. The holding is also a lot better. The insertion goes as follows. The retention is a lot better, and you see it's a lot more tight compared to the old one. The idea with the handle as the removing part works quite well. You can throw it in there. The model is fully adjustable. The only big drawback is these two edges, which are unsupported if you look at it, which creates an overhang which is hard to print. I will maybe work on optimizing this part in that way a bit more, but it's a bit unaesthetic, yes. But in my opinion, it's still a very strong edge. If you look, it doesn't flex when you push on it, so it will hold your parts. And it was way more important for me that the geometry holds the part properly, because, you know, it's on a shelf, you don't want it falling down. So now we have a fully assembled bank of 4, which fits the IKEA SKÅDIS system, as I said before. Now we are probably thinking how we are going to attach this to the SKÅDIS itself. For attaching to the tool, we will use T-nuts from printables from the user Offiland. These are M3 T-nuts. There is a possibility that you break them, but in my experience, I also use them on my part that I designed before, and these are quite strong. Because of how this is designed, you only need to add screws to the most outside modules to keep it strongly on your pegboard. For mounting, you only need to add the screws to the holes. And using a 2.5mm Allen head, you can just lightly thread them on, or even per hand if you feel strong today. Sometimes they need a bit of help, but the holes are well clearanced. And with the next part, we'll move to mounting. So when it comes to mounting, we have our M3 T-nuts already pre-installed. We just need to fit them into the grid. Find the hole, get in, push on it, tighten slightly, tighten very slightly, so it's still free. Do it on the second side, because the nut needs to spin to its position on the back side. So the flat side grabs in. And now tighten both sides a bit more, as you heard it, the T-nuts. Oh, and we have it mounted inside of our IKEA SKÅDIS. The only problem now is I don't have any free magic arms, so I'll dismount my monitor and we can test it. And so as planned before, I'll use the nut as a handle and just add it to the stand. And you see when you orient them properly, they fit quite nicely. So the retention is quite strong. It won't fall out because it's retained. You see the offset is working, how we measured it. And yeah, all in all, I think it's a success. You can add them, you can stack them. At the moment, I don't have any more of them free because everything's holding something, but I would say this project is a success for now. I'll publish the plans and everything, and I'll probably try to take care of this edge to make it a bit more aesthetically pleasing. If you compare it to the old version or the first fuck up, I think it's way nicer, way more stable. And yeah, by using this thinking and you apply it to any part you buy, you can put all your tools on your tool wall and have it nicely assorted. So if you enjoyed this video and if you enjoyed my endeavor and you made it this far and you don't want to watch the boring cat stuff, I thank you for watching, and I would like you to subscribe and possibly leave a comment what I could improve. And for now it's everything, and I hope you tune in for the next adventure I want to go under with my 3D printer. So welcome to Fusion 360, where we can take a look at our model. If you'd like to change any parameters, you can find it here under change parameters. I try to keep the explanations there so you can use this model and create your own magic arm holders, because this is not strictly just for small rig stuff. So first off, we have our part outline, which adds our dovetail and our tolerancing. So I copied the outside sketch to the other side, and I've clearanced it with the offset to the inside. That's how we make the sliding parts fit together. Then the next step is we do our offset clearance, so our wall offset. As you can see here, that's our dead geometry. The next part is we do our screw hole. Screw hole is simple and it's kept stably because it's only 1M3 part. I think it's a good location. I think this doesn't need to be parametric, but if anybody wants to, I can adjust it, of course. Then we have two extrudes, one through the whole body and one going offset from the wall plus 5mm. So we have 5mm of meat inside the part for the screw to clamp to. The next part is the holding geometry, where we have our, for instance, our ball joint diameter and some tolerances added to it. We have our arm diameters, and I added two so we can actually taper those parts so you can adjust it. So for instance, if you have a square one, you can just adjust it enough so you get a nice taper out. We have the release geometry, which has adjustable angle, you just don't see it. And yeah, in my opinion, this is quite a solid design for the holding geometry. The only thing that didn't run as well, the only thing that I have some doubts about is the front retaining geometry. It's purely just projected from the sketch below. We use some extra lines so we know that the legs will fit through. It's just the taper of the arms that you are holding projected to the top or extended to the top and cut off at some point, which is also adjustable if you want to. And yeah, that's how we create our retaining geometry. The only thing I don't like is this edge. Maybe I should have chosen a different chamfering strategy. So maybe I should have gone and designed in a more steep angle here. So maybe that could actually also preload the magic arm itself in the mount, but the front part is good enough. In my opinion, it could be better, and I'll probably look into that just so I can give my OCD a bit of rest. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you will maybe make your own mounting array for your magic arms. And I hope I didn't bore you to death. And if you like this content, please subscribe and let me know what you'd like to see next. Thank you.